Allí va, le da de ahí. Linda pelota, qué bien lo vio. Le pegó.
Are you struggling with the new style of defense and conceding goals again and again? Then, no need to worry anymore. In this video, I will give you 17 tips that will hopefully fix your defense problems, so let's get started. First, we will start with network grab. After finishing an PvP match, check your network graph. If your network graph looks like this most of the time, that means your internet connection is okay. But if your internet connection looks like this most of the time, you are absolutely cooked. All my tips are useless with these type of internet connections. If you are one of the people who are facing this, call your internet service provider as soon as possible and tell them your problem in a gentle manner. Secondly, we will select a good defensive manager. There are several good managers in the game, but for good defense, we will select a manager who has at least one defensive booster. It is also better to select a long ball counter manager. Long ball counter playing style is comparatively better in defense than other playing styles. After selecting a manager, next, we will select a balanced formation. There are many types of formations in the game, and you can also make your own custom formation. But please don't use formations that have only 3 defenders. Now defending is harder than before. It will be very hard for you to defend with only 3 defenders. You can use 5 defender formations, but please avoid 3 defender formations. But it is best to use formations with 4 defenders. These are more balanced. Now comes the important part, using correct defenders. You should select your defenders in some specific types of combinations. For center backs, you can use 1 destroyer and 1 build-up combination. Or, you can also use 2 build-up center back combination. But try to select center backs who have more than 180 centimeters height. Tall defenders are necessary for defending corners or crosses. Also, make sure your defenders have a good speed because speed is the important factor in defense now. Your defenders must be fast enough to stop your opponent. Use 1 attacking fullback and 1 defensive fullback. At first glance, it might seem that using 2 defensive fullbacks will make your defense stronger. Yeah, it will. But you can't win just by defending. You need to attack too. Use 1 attacking fullback for attacking support. Also, you must use a defensive midfielder who is an anchor man. He will act as a backup defender. Next one, individual instructions. Individual instructions also have a great impact in a match. There are many individual instructions that helps you to make your defense stronger. For example, you can instruct a specific player to play more defensive. If you feel like you need to play more defensive, select 2 players to play more defensive. There are more useful instructions like man marking, tight marking, and deep line. Man marking and tight marking unlocks when you are playing a match. I have a detailed video on individual instructions. You can watch it to understand it better. You will find the link in the description box. Next one is in game settings. Go to automatic match support. If your offside trap is on, I recommend it to keep it off. No need to take the risk. When you are playing a match, you can keep your attack or defense level to a little bit defensive if you are facing too much attacks. Number 7, mastering interception. To improve your defense, the best thing you can do is mastering interception. Mastering this one simple technique will change everything about your defense. Basically, you will have to predict where your opponent is going to pass next and then get between the way. Let me show you how to do it. Watch this clip carefully. Here, I know this guy is going to pass the ball to someone. Now I will have to make a guess, where is he going to pass? The best passing option I see for him is here, so I am quite sure he will pass here. The pass will go in this path. Now I want to block this pass, so I will use my matchup button and get between the path. It's simple as that. Just make a guess where your opponent will pass and get in between the path. You will not get much time to think so much during a match, so you will have to think very quick. Focus on your opponent with your eyes deeply. In eFootball 26, tackle has actually gained the power it deserves. If you can use tackle button in a correct way, it will benefit you a lot. It is important to learn how to tackle without fouling your opponent. I know it feels really good to foul your opponent by tackling, but you shouldn't do it unless you are in grave danger. If you somehow receive a red card, it will be troublesome for you. To tackle correctly, you must target the ball, not the player. So you have to dive in a way so that you can reach the ball. You have to find the perfect timing by yourself. For example, look at this clip. I know this ball will come here. So if I tackle into this direction, I will get the ball without fouling. So I will slide right there. Number 9, closing the gap. Your opponent will always look for gaps in your defense. He takes advantage of your gaps and score goals. That's why you should never leave any gaps in your defense. Whenever your opponent starts making a counterattack on you, immediately start pulling all your defenders backwards using matchup button. The problem is many of you starts rushing towards your opponent, which leaves a big gap in your defense, and your opponent easily scores. Instead of rushing, try pulling your defenders backwards and you will find it more effective. Number 10, don't let your opponent dribble. You will surely find opponents who dribbles a lot. I know they are very troublesome to defend against. First, let's understand how do they dribble. First, they don't make any move. They just wait for you to come and press them. You think you will easily take the ball away from him just by pressing, but that's his trap. So when you get close enough to him, he just moves in another direction. That's it. So the solution is simple. If you don't press, he can't dribble. Don't make the first move. Let him make the first move. When your opponent loses his patience and makes a move, that's when you should press him. When your opponent will see that you are not pressing him, he will know that he can't dribble you and simply give up on dribbling you and pass the ball to someone else. It still won't be easy. You will have to predict your opponent and need to do it for a long time to be good at it. Number 11, defending corners. If you are using autoplayer switch, this method should work for you. Normally, we defend corners by standing near goalpost and wait for clearing the ball. But there are many times when we clear the ball, but the opponent gets the ball again, then shoots from long range and scores. To stop that, what you can do is take one of your short players away from the goalpost. When your opponent takes corner, it will automatically switch to your defender. Then clear the ball to the direction of your short player. Then he can go for counter-attack. It doesn't always work, but works most of the time. Number 12, call for pressure. If you flick the matchup button upwards, a nearby player will come to defend automatically. Don't use this if pulling the nearby player leaves a lot of gap in your defense. Use this to bring midfielders to defend and when there's a free player very close to you. Number 13, 1 versus 1 situations. 1 versus 1 situations are those situations when your opponent has passed through all your players and now it is your goalkeeper and your opponent only. Now if you pull the matchup button downwards, your goalkeeper will dash forward to defend. Use this move when you have no other choice to defend. It should be your last resort. If you can understand when is the correct timing to pull your goalkeeper, you can use this method very effectively. You will eventually learn the proper timing when you gain some experience. Number 14, use midfielders to press. Try to avoid pressing with defenders unless your opponent is very close to your defender. Instead of using defenders to press, use midfielders to press your opponent. It is a better idea. Use defenders to close the gaps in your defense and use midfielders to press. It will make your defense more balanced. Number 15, proper use of clear button. You should use clear button when you will be absolutely cooked if you try to pass or through, when you have no space to pass the ball. But some of you get scared too much and use clear whenever the ball gets to your defense. This is a very bad practice. It doesn't actually benefit you. By clearing way too much, you lose your possession way too much. Eventually, at some point, you will concede a goal. So, only use clear when you are under too much pressure. Otherwise, just pass the ball to someone if possible, or pass it to your goalkeeper. It will be more effective. Number 16, switch players faster. Most of us have this issue, but we don't realize. We are often slow to switch players, which makes our defense weak. Whenever we are facing a counterattack, our fingers should work faster. We should think faster. We should switch to correct player faster. If you know the player you are currently switched to can't stop your opponent, immediately switch to a player who can stop your opponent. Sometimes we concede goals just because we were 1 second late to switch. It is that much important. Last but not the least, observe your opponent. Every single opponent has their own playing style. Some players play only crosses, some players play by playmaking, some players play by dribbling, some players do all. Observe your opponent from the beginning. After 20 or 30 minutes, you will know his playing style. If you can understand how he plays, it will be easier for you to defend him. That's all, guys. I will also make an attacking tips video soon, so make sure to subscribe. And if you want to learn free kicks, watch this video too. See you soon.